Just bear in mind in this game, I am adjusting.
Enemy crossing! Throwing Molotov! Tossing a stun!
I've just stunned myself, it's great, it's great.
The gun warming up. Stand by for deployment to the war zone.
It's hot drop again, I think. Hot drop again, is it?
This is going to be well busy, I think. It's a promotion. We need a big enough building.
I don't think it'll be that busy.
Battle Royale.
Yeah, but people don't look at the map. People are spending this time right now looking at the map rather than dropping. I'm going purple because we can't all go. We can't all go. It's not.
Alright lads, let's get it done. That movement.
Where the hell is this chest up here?
It's like a really well timed money boss. Yeah. Theodore, did you jump down onto something and then jump together? Yeah, jumped out the window onto the balcony and I was on the edge of the balcony. And I'm jumping from the edge.
What? Oh, it's downstairs. There's a little hobbit hole.
On the move.
Right, are we going to go and do that recon? Oh no, it's been taken. Oh no, it hasn't been taken.
Marks
Oh, no,
here,
that's a different
disregard
one.
that. Good copy.
Is there going to be enough loot around here? Alright, let's meet at the buy station then.
Where is it?
On pink. Oh, there's gunfire near me.
Oblivious.
Maybe it's my ears. Cannot hear.
Friendly loadout drop on the way.
Yeah, I think I'm hearing too much. My right ear is having problems, isn't it, at the moment? The UAV at this point in the game, yeah, it's quite early, isn't it? I'm getting over.
Yeah, let's sell that. He's back with you.
I'm running.
Friendly UAV overhead.
Ooh, hello. One in that house as well, one next to us. Yeah, push the guy left. There he is. He's just jumped out the back.
Thank me.
Oh, Theo and Nick have pushed the other guys.
Gas is moving.
He's eliminated.
Moving.
Nice, nice, nice. What was that?
Helicopter just.
Okay, let's get another UAV.
Self-rev.
Okay.
Start getting self-revs, I think.
So valuable around here.
Alright, chuck me your money and I'll run.
We're in the safe zone. Watch for enemy.
Oh. Yeah, drop your money, won't you?
Valuable.
Are you gonna pop it then?
Valuable to them.
I thought that was the point of getting him right now.
Yeah, it's about 30p in it.
Nothing.
30p in it.
Right, let's go and get that recon.
Here.
Losty, why are you late?
Where's your
Nickolaus.
adults?
Why were you called noodles?
Oh, because the school was racist.
Noodle. It was racist.
Oh yeah.
Move to the next area.
No, well, I didn't come up with a
Blame
name.
the
It was
victim.
from somewhere else. It's from a saving. But, Liam, give me your money and I'll go get UAV. Yeah? I do. I think I was cast type. Do you not think it was? Like, it's not the sort of racism that. It's not the sort of racism that does like damage, but it is still systemic racism. Yeah.
So anyone that plays a character that's coloured is racist.
But if they're cast because of their
You don't know that though. You're coming to an assumption.
right, okay. Okay, I see your point. But why else was I cast as Mowgli over anyone else?
Contract complete. Recon intel secured.
Maybe I thought you could sing. And maybe you're a main character sort of personality. Maybe Mowgli's a small child.
Okay.
Maybe you applied for it?
No, I didn't. This was like in school. We were kids.
Let's get some self-reps.
Yeah. Someone chuck me some money.
I mean, that's 10 in 10 seconds. So, yeah, if you
If you could just chuck me 500.
But also, it could have been. It's just the point is, there's also 6 other things it could.
Yeah. No, I know it could have been. I'm not saying that it is the reason, but I'm saying.
I wanted to make a tweet on it, which means
Teachers in troubles. Tournament.
Right. It is. No. It is potentially a reason, is it not?
it could be a bit.
There you go.
Deciding to put it on Twitter as if it's fact racist. That's what you did. You never said potentially. You said it's racist. That's what you said.
It's I think it is a contribution of systemic
But then hold
racism.
on, if it was the other way round, and white person got cast for it, and you look exactly like Mowgli, oh, it's whitewashed like in Hollywood.
No, I wouldn't say.
So it's white people getting coloured people's roles.
Enemy helo. Contact.
Going for the loadout,
Now,
yeah.
yeah, let's rush him.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone located.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Oh my growl. You got a growl here if you want it.
Vote for choice. I've got,
Assault rifle located.
yeah, Bobo.
Does anyone want that growl? If you don't want that growl, I'll take it.
Does anyone need
Can you
this?
do this extra? I'm going to do the 3.
Don't take it. There is one here for you. Sorry, someone's taking a
No, I took my growl.
I've taken a growl. I'm not.
There is a growl there. I
Assault
don't know whose
rifle
that is. There's still 2 growls there, boys.
But Liam, if you bring one, I can swap with you.
Right, can we go and do this recon? Yeah. I've not got a sniper anymore, by the way, boys. Sorry.
Enemy helo. Fix the mark location and secure the area. Hold right.
There he is. Downed him. Hilarious. Unlucky, mate. I
Oh,
downed
I'm
him,
getting
actually.
shot.
He just landed on my face.
Mamma mia. Right.
He behind you.
Moving. Gas is moving.
So also, Tom, I don't want to check any white person classes on white main actors as a racist.
No, that... It's not everything has to be racially motivated, but it's being aware that this stuff does happen,
We're in the safe zone.
and it could
Watch
be
for
a
enemies.
contributed reason. They've done the recon that we were going for.
Every single white casting of a white main.
Right, yeah, but when... See, right, no, listen, if you're going to let me... You know, I can explain this, right? When it is isolated occasions, your reasoning here is fine. When it is isolated occasions, I completely understand where you're coming from. But it happens too regularly for it not to be a contributing factor.
But for it to be racism, does it have to be a negative effect though? Because you got the lead role in the play.
Not in my scenario there. I was using it
It's
as
not
an
like you're being oppressed.
example. I was using it as
You're
an
being
example of
celebrated.
something that could have been... Oh, where's the chest now?
But for you to actually put the racist label on the flag, which you did, is ridiculous.
That's like when that's like when girls say you raped them.
I have a group of songs. I'm not saying I don't agree with anything you said.
Contract complete. Recon intel secured.
Right, that one was just being an example of things that other people might not recognise as being systemic racism, but could potentially be systemic racism. So that is something that, you know, in another world could be, and not in another world, in the sense that if that happens to me 4 times at Sandown Primary School, then it's fair to suggest that it's because
So
of
it's
systemic
purely
racism.
like hypothetical. It's if this happened 10 times.
Yeah, but it's something that
So on a
someone
one-off
wouldn't
occurrence-
recognise, but if it was to happen,
But
you wouldn't recognise it.
Tom, what I don't get is
Can you give me
not
some
a
money so I can
negative
get...
thing in any way.
Oh no.
Like they've cast you as the main role. They're celebrating
Right,
you.
but whether it's
It's
negative
not
or
like they're
not,
saying
it
you
doesn't...
can't do this because.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that every racial action, every bit of systemic racism is negative, because it's not, because like you say, it can benefit the actors. If you're hiring actors because they look...
Is that Moby is a presumably small mixed race child, and you were a small mixed race child pushed into that role. You know,
Just they've brought the attention to the fact that you look like
It's,
Mowgli.
no,
but
you're missing the point here. You're missing the point. Let me explain.
okay, that you were.
I don't think you know your point. You know,
Yeah, I do. Literally. Okay.
and sort of different things every.
Because all of these factors do play a role. Can you give me
Bend it here, you need
500 and I can get a UAV? Oh, no, someone else is going to say that. Yeah, can you give me some money, Lynn? I think Theo did. I need 200 more to get a UAV.
Thunder cash here.
Thank you.
So yeah, go on, continue watching.
Systemic racism is where things are in the structures. Right, things are in the structures that just breed racism without you recognising it. They're not all negative.
Gas
They're
is
not
moving
all
in.
negative.
New safe zone
Yeah.
located.
It's not all negative.
What's the difference between systemic racism and just
No. It's recognising people who look different isn't the problem here. Me and Nick look different, but when you start, yeah. Okay, fair. When you start, no. If I was to say you're shit because you look different, that's racist.
fine?
If I was to start treating Nick differently because he's white, that is systemic racism, and that is white privilege because it's benefiting the white person.
Once I got treated differently, it could have been racist.
Yeah, it could have been. It's not necessarily, but if it happens on a regular basis and concurrently about 5 times, and it's a patterned, once it's patterned, that is systemic racism. That is evidence of systemic racism. Yeah, I agree. I was using it as an example of something that you might not recognise as potentially being racist, which is what the context of the tweet
So
was.
if it happens 5
The tweet-
times, then it might be
The
racist.
tweet that you're talking about was to Jade Morgan, wasn't it? Yeah. I was just explaining, like, you don't necessarily recognise things that are, you know, potentially systemic racism.
We're in the safe zone.
You may ask a
Watch
question.
for enemies.
Is that a brown boy has been
Roll. Yeah.
Yeah, so surely the same applies to every single white case ever. And you can also say that that is potentially racist every single time a white member gets cast
No.
white. Yeah, you can. What do you mean?
No.
The only thing that's changed is white and brown.
Right, so I can actually answer that for you.
Go for it, Nick.
I feel like, so, I feel like if a white person gets put by police, for example, they have to worry, especially in America, they have to worry about, like, targeting potential violence, getting treated differently. But if a black person in America gets put by police, like, they're fearing for their lives.
Yeah, I mean, even simpler than that. In this country, I've been stopped in this country. I've been stopped and searched in this country. How many of you have been?
Dexter has 10 times.
But out of you guys here,
Close. I'm in search.
Research.
and what was the cause?
Yeah,
Really a point, to be honest.
right, but can I just, I don't get
No, I was just asking. It wasn't a point. I was just asking a question.
I don't get how this relates to my question at all. My question was not that things have been racist. My question is why you're watching. The only difference between my scenario is white and brown.
It's underlying examples
Yeah.
that have led to a pattern, basically.
Yeah, I get that.
Can I throw out something?
You understand?
I do get what you're saying, but it's exactly the same case for a white person because
No, it's not, because there's not the historical oppression that underlies it.
Like, the pattern below it that's kind of...
They're not being cast as white characters because they're the only characters they're being allowed to play. But it used to be the case in Hollywood that black and Asian people were only cast as villainous Asian and black characters, and any black characters in films were portrayed as animalistic or as villainous or as criminal.
Gas is closing. Get to the new safe zone.
in a year 2 school,
I'm not saying you're hanging on to this point, but I'm saying in the context of the tweet. If you look at the tweet, I was using it as an example to Jade as something that could have been a result of systemic racism that white people might not recognise. I'm not saying I found it offensive. I'm saying that there are incidents like it that people might not recognise just because they're white and they're not used to recognising it. That was the context of the tweet. Yeah, you wanted to throw something at me.
Don't know how relevant it is now.
Well, this
But,
is no
right, let's say Year 7,
Yeah,
PR decide to do Slumdog Millionaire.
yeah,
Now, up for the main role,
yeah.
Josh Charner,
Okay.
Jake Lee, or something.
Has he
Now,
applied?
they've both applied. I'm in charge of casting.
Right,
It's
okay.
only those two that have applied. They both sing just as good as each other. They both act.
We're in the safe
I
zone.
cast Josh
Watch for
Charner.
enemies.
Right.
Is that systemic racism?
Yes, but it is, and I'll tell you why. Because you're cast typing because he looks the part.
That's what he's meant to do.
yeah, you're just, yeah.
Ridiculous. If you have a...
It's no, it's,
Then
it's
if
not.
I
It's
cast
not
Jake Ling,
negatively
then that
affecting.
would
Hang on,
be-
hang on. It's not negatively affecting him, but the thought process that you've gone through, oh, there's a squad here.
Hostile.
The thought process you've gone through is
We're on the same side.
rooted in systemic racism.
What is racist about actually casting something?
That's just reality. That's just found one.
If you have like a
Yeah,
Affirmative.
post-human. Posthumous. Yeah. That means they're dead.
Enemies in the area. Disregard logs.
It's about a black guy.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Just a white guy, just to avoid systemic racism.
No.
You'd cast the person that's best for the job.
Oh yeah, you want to like the bloke surely that
James Bond has never been written as being black. Never ever been written as being black. Never been portrayed as being black in any media. No one's ever suggested that he is black. Would you stop Idris Elba playing it?
Contact.
Feel good about
Final
pushing the
deployment
hologram.
is
Yeah,
loading
we're in a
up.
better
Finish
position.
the
They've
fight.
got. Yeah.
Gas is closing. Get to the new safe
One's
zone.
been eliminated.
Be advised. Friendly precision airstrike inbound.
I'm gonna put my precision airstrike in the hills, wherever the cover is. When I see it.
Got a loadout drop inbound.
Don't need it. Yeah, we've got it.
Enemy UAV overhead.
It's what it's rooted in. The decision itself might not be in and of itself racist, but the thought process that it's rooted in
Target right here.
is.
Thought process that it's
This is a film. You're doing a play of a film. You want the actors to look like. It's
worse if you did cast Jake Lee.
You've got gas moving in.
Yeah, that would be white privilege.
I think it's open for debate. I think it's open for debate.
basically what you're saying is whatever it is.
But everyone's always going to find problems with some things, and that is very much on the edge of discussing what racism is and isn't. You know,
But to be fair,
we're talking
you know,
about
it's
something
good that
that is even discussed in and amongst the BAME communities as whether it is or isn't systemic racism, because it benefits the communities that
This is
they're a
the
part
West
of.
House.
Yeah, I've got a trophy system.
Contact.
Trophy
I'm going to put a
deployed.
precision airstrike.
Friendly
on
recon's
that.
online.
Oh, no, I'm not. Ooh!
UAV entering
I thought I had a precision airstrike.
I'd be millions.
Already looted. Watch for hostile activity. Stretch that.
Holy shit.
The person behind us, they're on the loadout drop.
Gas is closing. Get to the new
People in
safe
that
zone.
house. Jesus.
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for resupply.
Heading this way. Moving.
There's a squad north of us, basically.
Enemy personal radar in the air. Enemies in the area.
We've got to hold the line here, haven't we, really?
Contact.
Hodor! I hate this. I don't actually like this position.
Over here. We've got gas moving in.
Get in the house. Oh.
Oh, get in the house.
Not all here. Regroup in the safe zone.
Found one. Over in that direction.
That movement.
Yep, sorry.
There's less than 10 to
Team
go.
white.
You can
Oh,
win this.
it's too good.
People behind us.
Moving.
Yeah, I've got a couple.
Armor's over here.
Squad there.
Hostile.
We're gonna get smacked in this.
Gas is closing. Get to the new safe zone. Moving. Contact.
Moving! Affirmative.
See?
Yo, we're on the same side.
Right, they're going to get done by the gas.
We have to come out this way.
Trophy system
Yeah.
deployed. Got movement.
Taking his armour off.
Ground.
Got movement.
Come on, Batty.
Get to the safe zone.
Oh, Jesus.
Never say that.
Under fire.
Whereabouts?
Contact. Contact. Enemies in the area.
Oh, I'm done. Getting done my left, getting done left. Oh, just missed sight. Sorry, boys.
Left.
Yeah, I was getting done for my left. There's two over there.
What? Thank you, thank you.
Take effective fire.
Here. Go on.
Nice.
Cool. Woo!
That's very nice.
So some building shots in that. Yeah. So right, can I
We're
explain
having an
this?
educational. It wasn't getting nasty, so just keep it the way it was because it was nice.
Yeah, so to be fair, actually, it's good that we're talking about this, but I said if 70 yards before doing a play of Slumdog Millionaire, then you, and only two people applied to play the main character. One was Josh China, one was Jake. They both wanted it the same amount, they're both the best at acting and singing. You would cast Josh China because he looks the part. And Dom said that's systemic racism.
The thought process that you're going through in terms of the cast typing because of the look is rooted in systemic racism. But like I said, this whole discussion is actually rooted. This whole discussion is actually debated in and amongst the communities themselves about whether it is or isn't. So we're really playing on the edge here of that racism debate.
But-
There's so many more issues and examples of systemic racism that we should be talking about.